July 31st, 1941. In the midsummer heat of Berlin, far away from any active battlefield, a brief, unassuming letter was typed onto a standard sheet of official stationery. With a swift stroke of a pen, Reichsmarshal Hermann Göring issued a written directive to Reinhard Heydrich, the ruthless head of the Reich Security Main Office. The mandate tasked Heydrich with making all necessary preparations for a total solution to the Jewish question across every territory currently under German control. On its surface, the letter used sterile, routine administrative language, but beneath the cold phrasing lay a terrifying reality. This simple bureaucratic act marked a chilling, permanent transition in Nazi policy. It was the exact moment the regime shifted from state-sponsored persecution, forced emigration, and localized violence to the implementation of a systematic, industrialized murder campaign known to history as the Holocaust. It was a corporate authorization for genocide, proving that the greatest atrocities in human history can begin not with a shout, but with a signature on a piece of paper.
How a crime of this magnitude was even possible, we must analyze the chilling, terrifying efficiency of the Nazi administration. The Holocaust was not a sudden burst of chaotic passion. It was a highly organized state enterprise executed by lawyers, accountants, train schedulers, and civil servants. This transition to mass murder was managed entirely through official channels, treated with the same meticulous attention to detail as a standard infrastructure project. Göring's order provided Reinhard Heydrich with the absolute executive authority he needed to bypass traditional government ministries. Heydrich consolidated immense power, organizing a network that linked the military, the rail system, and the corporate sector into a singular machine of death. A few months later, at the infamous Wannsee Conference, Heydrich would use the authority granted on July 31st to coordinate the logistics of murder across the European continent. The Nazi bureaucracy successfully stripped the human element from genocide, turning the slaughter of millions into a matter of math, budget allocations, and transport efficiency, proving that a highly advanced modern state can weaponize its own administrative efficiency to commit absolute evil.
The fateful order issued on July 31, 1941 was not an isolated incident or a sudden change of heart. It represented a calculated, brutal escalation of pre-existing Nazi policies. For nearly a decade, the regime had systematically conditioned German society to accept the total exclusion of Jewish people. The path to the death camps was paved incrementally, beginning with the discriminatory Nuremberg laws of 1935, which stripped Jewish citizens of their citizenship and basic civil rights, followed by the state-orchestrated violence of Kristallnacht in 1938. When Germany invaded the Soviet Union in June 1941, the violence reached a breaking point. Mobile killing squads, the Einsatzgruppen, followed behind the advancing army, conducting mass shootings of entire communities in open pits. But the Nazi leadership found this method too slow and psychologically taxing for their own soldiers. Göring's directive to Heydrich was a direct response to this logistical problem, demanding a centralized, permanent solution. The order accelerated the path from ghettoization to the immediate implementation of custom-built death camps like Auschwitz-Birkenau, Treblinka, and Belzec. These facilities were designed for one exclusive purpose: the industrial-scale extermination of human life, transforming a continent-wide persecution into a literal factory system for murder.
The victory of the Allied forces in 1945 exposed the full, horrifying reality of the final solution to a stunned global public. Decades later, the study and analysis of this dark history remains a vital, non-negotiable act of global remembrance and moral education. Confronting this history forces humanity to look into the mirror and recognize exactly what civilized societies are capable of when hatred is institutionalized and regular citizens choose to look away. From the historic legal proceedings of the Nuremberg trials, which established new definitions for crimes against humanity, to the preservation of the physical camps themselves, the world has fought to preserve the memory of the victims. Memorials and educational institutions worldwide serve as an essential defense against the forces of historical denial, revisionism, and apathy. They ensure that the voices of the millions who were systematically erased continue to speak to the conscience of the modern world, underscoring our collective ongoing responsibility to stand up against intolerance, bigotry, and dehumanizing rhetoric wherever they appear.
The document typed out on July 31, 1941, remains to this day one of the most terrifyingly evil artifacts ever produced by human civilization. It stands as an enduring warning that the structures of modern society, our laws, our bureaucracies, and our technologies can be corrupted to serve the ends of mass murder if our collective moral vigilance fails. As the generation of Holocaust survivors and eyewitnesses fades into history, the burden of memory falls entirely upon us. How do we ensure that the heavy, painful lessons of the Holocaust remain deeply relevant and impactful for future generations? How do we protect our modern, diverse societies from the subtle, creeping forces of radicalization and dehumanization? We want to hear your analytical insights and unique perspectives, so please share your thoughts in the comments section down below. If you found this comprehensive historical breakdown valuable, please hit that like button, share this video to spread awareness, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss another deep dive into the epic world-shaping moments of our shared human past. Thank you for watching, never forget, and we will see you in the next video.